Hello and welcome into this week's RNN Diecast review right here on Racing News Now. As always, I'm your host, Garth Allen. Thank you once again for joining me today. If this is your first time catching a Racing News Now video, consider going down below to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from RNN. On today's RNN Diecast review, we are again still going in chronological order. So we are at our second Xfinity Diecast in a row. Remember last week we looked at Michael Annette's Daytona winner from the season opener in 2019. Now we're going to week 2 of the season with Christopher Bell and Atlanta. So let's take a look at the box here. Remember last week the Michael Annette car, maybe a little surprisingly, had its own special box. So this is our first look at the ARC race win box this season. It is different from the 2018 boxes. See, Xfinity logo here, just a little bit of red and gray and checkered flag. Winner sticker raced version. 2019 race winner on this side, render of the car. 2019 Atlanta winner. Other than that, pretty standard stuff all around here. 2019 Xfinity schedule on the back of the box. And then the production sticker. This is the dual autographed version that was featured on the Lionel Live that Lionel did with Joe Gibbs Racing. So this is dual autographed from Christopher Bell and crew chief Jason Ratcliffe. As such, there are only 60 of these. There are more than that in the total production run of this Atlanta winning car, but there are only 60 of the dual autographs that were first announced on that Lionel Live. So what comes in the box? Normal stuff you would expect. Xfinity Race Winner sticker. Certificate of Authenticities for both the Christopher Bell autograph and the Jason Ratcliffe autograph. And the race detail card. Christopher Bell, Rheem 250 champion. 9th career Xfinity Series victory. Led 142 laps in this race. Then on the back, Bell wins big at Atlanta. You can pause to read that if you want to. Overall, this, I think, is a really good-looking car. This is our first look at the new Toyota Supra mold for 2019. And I think they did a good job with this. As we talked about with the new Chevy Camaro mold last week that was updated for 2019 as well, I think they made some good improvements on these cars. Are they perfect? No. But they're headed in the right direction with these. They sit better, they look a little better. They're still kind of cheap and plasticky, but they are better than they have been in the past years. Under the hood, we have Mobil 1 and Toyota. Take a look at the engine detail, which again is still pretty non-existent for Xfinity cars. One thing I have noticed here, they've got the underside of the car still looks relatively the same as it has in the past, but they've got a little tighter of a grip in here on the front axle, I noticed. It's a lot more sturdy of a piece here. The front wheels don't really roll as much as they have in the past. It's not that they can't roll, they're just not as like free moving and like, you know what I'm trying to say. They used to be really loose in there and just, which the rear wheels are still like that. The front wheels though, they've tightened up a lot and they've got a little bit more of a mechanism in there, which I thought was interesting. It surprised me that this was like this. And kind of the rubber on the wheels surprised me a little bit too, because it feels a little more like real rubber than it has in the past. So, I mean, little tiny improvements here, but certainly needed improvements. And I like the direction things are going here. Take a look at the new Supra nose here. Got a bunch of rubber buildup and stuff here on the nose as well. Some sticker there on the grill. On the hood here, Rheem, and got a little bit of like white streaks down through here. This is some sort of, from what I could tell, this is some sort of liquid that got thrown around in victory lane, some drink or something. The reference photos Lionel used weren't the greatest in really showing what this was. You couldn't really see this part of the hood. You could only see this down here, but this was there in victory lane. It's not just something that they kind of messed up on. I mean, it was there, so kudos to them for adding it. Not really sure exactly what it is, but it was there nonetheless. Christopher's signature on the windshield, Xfinity and Bell on the banner. See a little bit of rubber buildup up here on the roof as well. 20 on the roof. Rheem.com bell on the back window. You see Jason Ratcliffe's signature there on the back windshield. We got DIN number 30. Rheem, the new degree of comfort on the back deck lid. Take a look down the driver's side here. You see a little bit of markings and such here on the tires here. Lots of scuffs and like the paint chipped off a lot here on the side skirt. And I say chipped off. This isn't like Lionel quality control issues where it's the actual paint chipped off here. It's part of the raced up version of the car, like this pulled into victory lane looking like this, because this all actually is painted there. Contingency sponsors, number 20. Got some sort of a... Oh, that's the Sam Bass sticker there on the A-post. Hard plastic window. Actually, I say hard plastic window net. It feels slightly softer than it has in the past. Maybe that's me just looking for improvements, but it does feel slightly soft, like softer than it has been. I don't know. I don't know. It may not be. I have no idea. C-Bell and One Winter sticker on the name rail. Sponsors down the B-post and in front of the rear tire. Rheem.com on the C-post. Rheem and Rude on the quarter panel. Back bumper, Toyota Supra. Rheem.com and Toyota, as well as the decal that looks like the back of a street production Supra. And down the passenger side, looks the same as the driver's side, maybe a little bit more rubber buildup on this side, but does look pretty much the same as the driver's side. So that's your look at Christopher Bell's Atlanta winner from the second week of 2019 in the Xfinity Series, and I believe that'll do it for us on this week's Diecast review. Good looking car here. Not a lot of raced up version on it, but you really don't get that from Atlanta cars. I can't think of the last Atlanta raced version we got that actually looked raced. And I think that's more just kind of the product of Atlanta racing, with Atlanta not having been that great of races the past few years in any series. You're not going to get that raced up of a car winning when really none of the cars in the field look that raced up at the end of it. So good looking car nonetheless. Good look at the new Super mold, which again I think does look really good. The car sits a lot better than the Camry mold did last year, as does the new Camaro mold. Sits a lot better. Unfortunately, I got a new Mustang in for this season as well. Spoiler alert for Diecast review here next week. Cole Custer's Fontana win. That mold was not updated. It does not seem like it was, and still has the ride height issue. Still, basically, I'm pretty sure it's the exact same mold as it has been in the past. I don't think the Mustang was updated like the Camaro and the Supra were, but I believe, from what I've heard, it seems like they are gonna have some bigger updates coming with the 2020 molds. So if you can hold out for that, maybe that might be when you get your good-looking Mustangs for Xfinity. I don't know, but that's kind of what it might be sounding like. So maybe some good things coming on the horizon for these, hopefully, in the coming months. But we got Phoenix coming up this weekend. All 4 series: K&N West, Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. K&N West season finale. So, of course, we will have a champion interview with Derek Kraus, as well as a race winner, whether that's Derek or someone else. We'll have at least 1 interview on, and then 2 if Derek doesn't win the race as well. So, look for those coming up this weekend, as well as rewind shows for that. Trucks, Cup, and hopefully Xfinity if time allows. So, got lots coming up for you this weekend, and I think that'll about do it. So if you haven't done it already, you need to go down below, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from RNN. While you're down there, why don't you hit that big thumbs up button if you like the video. It's much appreciated when you do. At that, this has been the RNN Diecast Review. I'm Garth Allen for Racing News Now. Oh, and tune in about 1 o'clock Eastern this afternoon.